Good afternoon, everyone. This is an update on the tropics for September 9th, 2022. We are going to be talking about Hurricane Earl, Tropical Storm K, and also we have a lot of tropical waves in the main development region. So we're going to get right into it here. Here is the Atlantic Tropical Basin here. We do have Hurricane Earl, which is spinning out just northeast of Bermuda. That will eventually weaken out here probably this weekend as it approaches more the northern portion of the Atlantic as it reaches those cooler waters. We do have a tropical wave out here. We have multiple tropical disturbances actually from the National Hurricane Center. Now this was actually a 70% chance of a cyclone formation in 5 days. This is Invest 95L, and they have actually bring this down to a very low 10% chance in less than 24 hours. And I was actually expecting this because the models really didn't show much development at all with this due to some dry air and wind shear that's in this region. And we also do have some more disturbances below this. We have this disturbance, which actually has an area of development possible here that only has a 10% chance as well. And we have another 10% chance, which is a disturbance coming off of Africa. That's an area of possible development here around that type of area. Now this type of area for development actually has a 20% chance of development, so that's the most likely development, but it's still a very low chance out of all of them. But that could actually have some potential as that might head westward. It depends on the high pressure though and all the guidance that it has. Here's a 5-day graphical tropical weather outlook for the Atlantic. As you can see, we have a lot of disturbances here in the main development region here, and we also do have Hurricane Earl, which did not make it to major hurricane status, although it was forecasted to make it to major hurricane. It just stayed as a category 2 hurricane as it went through Bermuda last night and bring some tropical storm impacts to there. Thankfully, Bermuda was actually on more the edge of the tropical storm impacts, more the tropical storm force winds, and they actually did not see any hurricane force winds, which is always good. Now we do have disturbance 1, which is Invest 95L. That is right there here, the most northern disturbance, excepting Hurricane Earl. We also do have a disturbance down here, and that is not yet an Invest, I do believe, and that is our highest chance right here, that area of development, which our actually circulation of that hasn't really came off of Africa yet. Let's look at the models here from the GFS model here, and there is Tropical Storm K. It did weaken down into a tropical storm, and now it's bringing a lot of rainfall here to Southern California. You could definitely see quite a flash flooding risk here throughout the rest of today into this weekend. And look at this, it stays kind of as a tropical storm, but it continues to weaken here over there just off the coast of California and the California Peninsula. Brings most of the heavy rainfall this afternoon. As you can see, you have some heavy bands in there that will be going through Southern California, and these are mountainous areas, so you are going to see flash flooding go down the sides of the mountain, and there's also mountains between now, which means you're going to see a lot of flash flooding that's continuing to flow kind of like rivers, and they are going to be intense rivers here throughout today and even into tomorrow. Now let's look at the northern Atlantic here from the GFS model here. This is the latest run from the 12Z run. And let's go to move forward here. The GFS still has us as close to a major hurricane, but it's just not going to do it here. Now here, and this is where it gets interesting. As we head to early next week, we have 2 different high pressure systems that are going to be stationed over the Atlantic, and we are going to have those disturbances down here, and especially that area to watch down here, which has a 20% chance. We do have these high pressures that could potentially guide it way more west here over time in next week. And as you can see, there's that tropical wave. You can see it kind of a little arch there with those isobars. That's the tropical wave we are going to be watching here, and that's going to be actually next weekend, so about 200 hours out from now. That brings it a lot more west there. We get another tropical disturbance there in the Caribbean, and that actually spawns just off of Central America. That actually heads into the Gulf, and really not much main development in that MDR that we're seeing here from the GFS model. But I just wanted to point that out, that we do have this high pressure, and we have that high pressure, which means Both of these are circulating this way. But when they do combine, it looks like these isobars here are kind of combined, which could create actually a western movement here with those winds that could bring some of those tropical waves a lot more west, and those could make it close to those lesser Antilles. We do have those bringing some rainfall to Europe, as you can see there, to Portugal and Spain, which are pretty much just the leftovers of these tropical storms and hurricanes that do eventually make it that far northeast. But yeah, we are even seeing some tropical disturbances here coming off the east coast. We're seeing, again, multiple signs here that the hurricane season is definitely not over, according to this GFS run. I'll take the European model. As you can see, it still has actually Earl making it to a major hurricane. Again, I just don't think it's possible, and the National Hurricane Center doesn't think it's possible to make it to a major hurricane as of this point. And as we move forward here, we get another tropical wave coming off. That's the area to watch, which has a 20% chance that actually has a development as a fish storm as it heads into pretty much the middle of the Atlantic as that fish storm status. So that shows development for that one. No impact to land or threat to the Caribbean or the United States or anything, but that area to watch actually has some development according to this year run. And as we look at the CMC model, it does have it appearing there on the CMC model, but it just doesn't have much development at all with this CMC run. And as you look at the Icon model, of course, another reliable model for tropical weather, we of course see those two tropical waves, which could be definitely doing a little something. You see this here, it does head quite a bit west, which does have some potential to head into some favorable areas for tropical development later on in September. Now, the HWRF model on Invest 95L zoomed in around September 15th. It actually does show it turning into a possible tropical storm here, which I don't know the location of this because it's so zoomed in, but Invest 95L somehow makes it westward or northward. I don't know. But apparently it does have some development according to this HWRF model, so we're going to have to watch Invest 95L, even though it only has a 10% chance of development within the next 5 days. No threats to the United States, no threat to the Caribbean as of right now. We are going to continue to watch the tropical season very closely, as we could see even a landfalling hurricane in October, even though it's not peak season then. So make sure to stay tuned for more of these videos. I'll keep you updated every single day. And make sure to subscribe, like the video, share this with friends and family, leave a comment. We do also have super thanks and memberships for the channel if you do want to support it even more. But as always, I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe.